here as we get ready. Del Mar finale about to come down the screen.
Mic check 1, 2, 3. The finale is loading the gate for Del Mar. Mile on the grass. 12 horse field, one left to load. As the last one's going to walk into the gate here, 11 horses standing there. The 12th is walking in now. This is a 10th race, going a mile on the grass. Last one walks into the gate. Assistant starter now backs out. Start the loading process. That's all. How does that sound, Bruce? Is that better?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the coverage of a Saturday evening card from Los Alamitos. Here is a check of the program changes, with first post coming up at 7:20. The track is fast. Race 1 opens the $1 early double, the $1 early pick 4, and the $1 place pick all. Number 5, A Kitten for Sue, has been scratched. Scratch number 5 from the opener. Race 2, scratch number 4, Punchy. Number 4 is scratched. No show wagering on the second, which gets the rolling pick threes underway. Race 3, first leg of the $2 pick 6. All clear. Race 4 is the first half of the $1 mid-card double. Put the pen through number 2, Desert Dog. Scratch number 2 from race 4. Race 5 kicks off the $1 late pick 4. No changes to the field. Similarly, race 6 is all clear. The 7th opens the $1 late double. Scratch number 3, Love to Flirt. Number 3 not running in the 7th. And race 8 is the featured John Deere Juvenile California Regional Challenge. There are no changes to report. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a couple of gate works to show you for race number 5. Number 6, Rocket Felix, worked from the outside post on July 15. He broke inwards and bumped into Fugitive. Levelled out, was tapped once left-handed, and took off to win by 5 lengths in 12.6 seconds. Rocket Felix continued striding out nicely after the wire before going under wraps at the turn. His dam is Catahawk, who won the 2009 Debutante Stakes and had multiple stakes placings. Number 7, Dashing Target, on July 8, came from the outside post. He was leaning heavily to his right, then broke and ran with his head high, initially lugging out before lugging inwards. Dashing Target was not able to stride out properly until late in the drill, which he finished in 12.8 seconds, a respectable time under the circumstances. The workout winner, Machine Gone, finished 5th on debut last Saturday night. Dashing Target's mother is the thoroughbred mare Lucky Daughter, a 5-time winner who was campaigned locally by Oscar Prieto Casillas.
Welcome to a beautiful Saturday of racing here at Los Alamitos Racecourse as we begin a brand new weekend of racing. Jose Contreras alongside Ulysses Gomez. How we doing?
Doing good. It's a beautiful Saturday evening here in Cypress, California. An 8-race card at Los Alamitos going to culminate with the John Deere Juvenile California Regional Challenge, Jose. Over $45,000 on the line, and we have a full field of 10.
Yeah, field of 10 there in the finale. It's going to be a good one to compete. There's no clear morning line favorite in the finale. Cape Blanco is 2-1, but I think that race is wide open. We'll talk about that race once we get there. Let's go in order. We'll start with race number 1. A little glance here at the program. Begins the dollar place pick all. Dollar pick 4 begins right here. 1,000-yard, 1 scratch out of there. A key scratch. A Kid in Pursuit is out, leaving us with a field of 5.
That is a key scratch because the Kid in Pursuit was ultra consistent. Last 4 efforts, 2 victories, 3rd place finish, and a 2nd place finish. What do you make of the outside runner here, Charm Dream? Second off of a layoff, showed some speed on 4th of July over the daytime oval. Obviously faded with every right, had been out of the races for 7 months. Now second start, shorter distance here at night, and draws the outside. I like the looks of Charm Dream.
Same. Automobile Gal last time out looked dominant because there was absolutely no speed in that race. So what did she do? She got the lead and coasted home. There's a lot more speed here in this race with Charm Dream. So with the scratch of the 6, scratch of the 5, the 6, Charm Dream is my top pick.
And I think they can hook up early, and it'll make it interesting for a horse like Liquid Spirit, Lady Run, and even Promise Me Cat to pick up the pieces late.
1,000-yard event there in the opener for the Fillies in the Mare. Race number 2, quarter horses, 300 50 yards maiden event. Scratch the 4, Punchy's out, so a quartet now in that race number 2.
Big scratch. Punchy was a 9-5 favorite. The other Jimmy Glenn runner, Police Paul, stays in, has the outside draw, 2-1 morning line, and then you have Corona Spades making the second start out of the Jesus Uranga barn. Source was a bit green on that debut. Should improve with the start under his belt.
There's only one horse that has shown gate speed up to this point, and it's Police Paul. And you get the outside draw, it's go time. It has to be go time for Police Paul.
I agree with you, and I like the mix. Race number 2 is a quarter horse event, and then race number 3, we go back around the turn. $3,500 claimers to start the pick 6, going 4.5 furlongs. We have Gold Proof on the outside, looking for back-to-back victories.
One of the most consistent finishers in this group is Rachel's Gig. I can't quit him. He's got a good leg kick. I think the interesting part is going to be, to me, Tascadero with the class drop. But I think the race, in my opinion, goes to those two on what I want to see out of them. Because I think they both can improve on what they've done in the last few starts.
You hit it on the head, though. Tascadero dropping in class should look a bit quicker out of the
Yes.
gate. Can Tascadero test Gold Proof early? That's going to be the key for a horse like Rachel's Gig to run him down late.
Is Gold Proof gonna show speed off of that maiden diploma from that outside post?
I think so. You're drawn to the outside. You won gate to wire last time out, and it could be the light bulb angle, right? Career star number 10 was a maiden breaking score. Maybe you can get back to back here in career star number 11.
What do you make of Careful Calling, who's taking a class drop second start off the layoff?
Second start off the long layoff, taking the class drop. I'm going to give this horse a look. If this horse beats us, it beats us, but it's a long layoff. Second start will help, but it's still. This horse was off from April of 2025 till July 5th.
Yeah. It's going to be he's going to take money because of the class drop, but I'm not sold on the class drop off the layoff. Race number 4 will be the payoff leg with that early pick 4, 1,000-yard allowance, 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 races. Got a field of 6. Infinite Spirit is 9-5 on Ed Burgart's morning line.
And a big scratch of Desert Dog, the 7-2. Cold third choice is going to be out. Can Infinite Spirit take the lead away from Pine Run?
I say yes. Would you say no?
I think he can. But Pine Run has that outside post. It's always an advantage to lay on the other runners inside. So Edgar Palleras is going to be ultra aggressive. I see this as a 2-horse race. And if Cesar Ortega wants to beat Edgar Palleras and Pine Run, he's got to have his head in front going into the turn.
So that's how I saw that race as far as I got to take one of the speed horses between 3 and 6. I chose the 3, and I double up with the 5. I tossed the 6. So I took who I think might win the battle on the front end. If it's the 3, if it's not, that means it's going to set up for a stalker / closer, and that could be the 5, Lucky and Gone.
If they go too fast early, Lucky and Gone is going to run them down late. They will challenge each other. I think they'll continue that to the wire, finish 1-2. But if they do falter, Lucky and Gone's the horse to catch.
Yes, so I went 3-5 there in that race number 4. Race number 5 will be the start of the late pick 4. 220 yards for the quarter horses. Maidens who've got a field of 7, a couple of first-time starters, and some experienced runners. How did you see that race?
Hunch play, tacos and Coronas, Jose.
Yep.
That's where I'm going. Lindolfo Diaz, Henry Lopez. I like that second place finish in the second career start. The question mark is 4 starts. This horse has a trouble out of the gate in all 4 of them. Can Tacos and Coronas get out of the gate in good order? Because right outside you have Justine Kleber and Eddie Willis. You know Justine Kleber can get out of these horses out of the gate well. If Tacos and Corona doesn't get out of the gate, going to 220 yards. This horse don't get out of the gate, we're in trouble.
From the 2 experienced runners, they're drawn side by side. Tacos Corona and Desil Story. They've already had 4 starts. They've kind of shown a mix of talent, but not consistency. So I went with the first-time starter, Rocket Felix. I like the pedigree. Amir Felix out of Catahawk. He probably wants more distance to be at his best. But that 1260 workout looked pretty good. Mike Corona just showed it and he talked over it. I like how professional he looked in the second half of the work. I do think the race goes to both the 4 and the 5. But if there's a first-time starter, I would back there, it would be the 6 Rocket Felix.
I agree with you. 220-yard event to start off the late pick 4. I like it. We move on to race number 6, and that's going to be a maiden event for older fillies and mares. Going to go 300 yards. Field of 5. Who'd you land on in the 6th race?
It's hard to overlook some of the good numbers by SR Cool Corona, the 2. But again, you're an 0 for 10 maiden, right? So it goes through the 2. But I want to see what kind of price Princess Kaliza ends up being towards the outside. I know this one hasn't been a threat, but you go move from the rail all the way to the outside. Some of those maiden efforts are not too bad. There's been some troubled starts. I think if there's a wake-up effort in store in that field, with the outside draw, I think the 5 could do it.
I wouldn't talk you off of any of these 5 fillies or mares. I think this race is wide open. You have an 8-5 favorite in Queen Monarch, making the second start off of a slight layoff. I like SR Cooled Corona, but obviously 0 for 10 maiden, hard to trust. So I think you can go any direction in race number 6.
Race number 7 is 2 races left. You know what time it is. It will be late daily double time, 300 yards for that race number 7. I felt like that was maybe one of those most puzzling races on the program. There's a scratch of the 3, leaving us with the field of 6. What do you like there?
Maiden event for 2-year-old fillies. You have very little experience. You have a second-time starter on the rail, 2 second-time starters on the rail. I had trouble separating them. You know what you do? You go to the outside. Just for Lindsay. Had trouble separating these 6 runners. I thought it was a tough race to handicap. Give me the horse that's going to have clear sailing. Jose Flores, Irving Lara on the outside, just for Lindsay.
I don't know if it's good news or bad news, but we're on the same horse. We both like the 7.
I think it was by default, right? We both went there. Tough race to handicap. Give me the outside every time in these quarter horse events.
Yeah, I ranked that race as 7-5-3. Now with the scratch of the 3, kind of, anybody's up for grabs for the 3rd slot. But I like 7-5. Alexa Girl was a pretty good second on debut. She hasn't really broken all that well in the last 2 starts since that debut. But Martina Rega, second time aboard. I don't mind the draw. I think drawing in gate number 5 is fine because you got 2 horses that haven't really broken on the inside and outside of you. So I would go 7-5 in race number 7.
We're both trying to beat behind the bar, the 7-5 favorite, Justine Kleber for Mike Castleman. Justine Kleber also rides the favorite in the finale. The John Deere Juvenile California Regional Challenge for 2-year-olds. Cape Blanco looking for back-to-back victories. The horse won the trial, stopping the clock in 1808. That's my top selection in the finale. Justine Kleber, Jaime Gomez.
I was just going to say, I would be very surprised if we landed on the same top pick. We landed with the same barn, but my top pick is the other one, Uncle Dizzle for Shizzle, who was in gate number 2 and ran a pretty good 3rd behind Cape Blanco in that common trial back on July 18th. I like the post switch, mainly, for Uncle Dizzle for Shizzle. Second time in the barn, and you get Henry Lopez aboard. I think the price is going to be fair, 5-1. So the 6 will be my top pick in the John Deere Juvenile. I'll go with 6-3-4 in the finale.
I like 2-3. I like KR Candy Dragon, flipping halter for the 3rd time. The last 2 efforts with the flipping halter were the best efforts of this horse's 4-race career, finishing 2nd 2 back and then a win in the trial last time out. I think KR Candy Dragon takes another step forward in the finale today.
That's going to be the John Deere Juvenile California Original Challenge, 350 yards in race number 8. That's going to be a good way to end the program. So that's a quick glance at tonight's card. We're 11 minutes away to race number 1 here. You can see the pick 4 tickets there cycling to your screen. Chris Wade with a $27 ticket. Myself with a now economical $8 ticket, single by 2x2. And we'll be talking about this field in just a moment. We'll take a break. 11 minutes of post time for race number 9. We'll join Mike Corona shortly for the post break.
¿Dónde anda? Aquí. Vale $25. Yeah, George.
Moving on to the track for the first. Number 1, Lady Run, is owned by Darylene Squires, trained by Felix Gonzalez and ridden by Pedro Flores. Number 2, Liquid Spirit, one of a pair trained by Jorge Farias, is raced by Silvia Soto and accompanied by Salvador Vargas. Number 3, Honourable Gal, is owned and trained by Jesus Aranga, ridden by Ricardo Ramirez. 4, Promise Me Cat, owned and trained by Angela Aquino, is piloted by Justine Kleber. Scratch 5, A Kitten for Sue. 6, Charmed Dream, is trained by Jorge Farias for Jessica Sanchez. The rider is Henry Lopez. This 1,000-yard claiming event for fillies and mares 3 and up opens the $1 early double, the $1 early pick 4, and the $1 place pick all.
Welcome back here to a Saturday program of racing here at Los Alamitos Racecourse as we begin the week of racing. Jose Contreras alongside Ulysses Gomez. Race number 1,000 yard here, fillies and mares for a claiming tag of 60 to 50. The scratch of the 5 definitely changes the complexion of the race. Takes some speed out of the race as well. But it looks like it's going to be a match race to the turn between the 3 and the 6 here.
I agree with you. Ricardo Ramirez and Honorable Gal have to go. And from that outside, Charm Dream and Henry Lopez are going to go. This horse made the lead last out during the daytime, going 21-2 for that opening quarter. This horse is fast enough. You're drawn to the outside. You know you have speed down on the inside in Honorable Gal. you got to try to take that horse's path, or at least get that head in front and put pressure on that horse going into the turn.
Yeah, I think that the post of Charm Dream allows them to have a little bit of flexibility and be the aggressor. Because if you let Honorable Gal get out there and get in a little bit of a comfortable rhythm, you might not be able to catch that one.
I agree with you. Last time out, Honorable Gal got a 2-length lead and was able to coast around the turn and cruise to the wire. Not today. Charm Dream has to go. You got to get to that mare before you get to that turn. You got to go as fast as you can. If you can get that head in front, great. If you can't, you better be laying on her around that turn and put some pressure on that horse.
Now, one of the most consistent mares out of the gate in this field, it's the one Lady Run. She breaks on top or near the top almost every single start. Is she quick enough to make it interesting early on?
Well, the story with Lady Run is she breaks well, but then it takes her about 2-3 strides to get going. So you notice she breaks in front, and then at next call, she's a length or two off of them. Drawn to the inside, you just expect Pedro Flores to ship her out of there and see how close you can get. You're going to break well, but you're not going to make the lead against these horses. Keep that rail position and try to pick them off late. If they do hook up in a speed duel, they're going to come back to you. You got to be patient and hope that happens and you get a rail run on them.
Yeah, and the way the posts dictate how the race should be tackled, in my opinion. I think Henry Lopez is probably going to look for aggression. You have to with that outside draw in the opening race. So I think the race does go through Charm Dream on the outside, especially with the scratch of the 5. I think that becomes the main target. And let's look ahead. So this is the beginning of the place pick all, the beginning of the pick 4. There's Chris's ticket. He's got 3-6-1, the 3-6 top pick, Honorable Gal. He does use the 1 Lady Run. He's going to single Please Paul in the second leg. And I'm in agreement with him. I think Please Paul it's got to be go time. With the scratch of Punchy in race number 2, it's got to be all about Please Paul taking advantage there.
And I think it's interesting. I think Please Paul is going to be a free square in a lot of plays. But I think it's interesting that race number 3, you guys go separate directions. Chris goes 5-3-6 in that order. You go 2-4, Jose.
Yes.
Field of 6. You pick 5 of the runners, and you guys do not coexist. As you see there, Chris's ticket, 5-3-6 in that third race. Going to close it out with 6-5-3 in the fourth. And when your ticket comes up, you go 2-4 in that third race, Jose.
Yes, and also I like that all of our selections here, we're essentially have very different opinions as far as where to tackle spots. Me and Chris completely goes sideways, opposites in race number 3. George Duarte, our Equibase chart caller, he's got a different single in race number 2. He's singling the 1 Ceasefire, who didn't show much on debut, was green and is looking for a much improved effort this time around.
And this is a big single because there's an 8-1 horse in this second race. So if George is correct about Ceasefire, he'll get some separation, because I think a lot of tickets with the scratch of Punchy are just going to think 4-horse field. Looks like what's the quickest out of the gate on the outside. Let's just single Please Paul. So that's big. You're going to get a lot of separation if Ceasefire runs a good race.
Yeah, and then looking ahead to that race number 4, that's the 1,000-yard event, key scratch of Desert Dog. Is race number 4 feeling like a race number 1 deja vu because you got 2 horses that are going to dominate the wagering now with Infinite Spirit and Pine Run?
Yeah, I think so. I think they got to go, right? I think they got to be as quick as they can out of the gate. I think they got to duel it early, and whoever gets first to the turn, I believe, will win the race.
I think it's Infinite Spirit.
With that said, Infinite Spirit has to because of that draw.
Yes.
But if they do go hard into that turn and wear each other down, your other selection, Lucky and Gone. Lucky and Gone's going to have a nice trip, be sitting in the garden spot around the turn.
Because doesn't it feel like that way? Like Lucky and Gone is likely going to have the first jump on the leaders?
Yeah, if they come back, Lucky and Gone will get first jump. But I believe that Infinite Spirit will not only clear, but also hold on. And I'm just looking at clockings alone. Pine Run has had 1 effort at 1,000 yards, stopped the clock in 53.91, while Infinite Spirit, now 4 efforts at 1,000 yards, broke the maiden in sub 53, and then the 3 second place finishes, 53 and change in both of those, too. So I just think Infinite Spirit is slightly faster.
Yeah, and Highland Echo is another runner that it's not going to be 8-1 because it's scratch at the 2. That effort over the daytime does look good. I'm just worried that the inside draw with the speed all drawn towards the outside is going to compromise his chances.
I agree, but not far-fetched to see Highland Echo hold that position on the inside, especially if they go too quick early and start skating around the turn, start drifting around that bank. Highland Echo will be in the garden spot.
Yeah, and you get a ground-saving trip, and you can hug the rail, and like you mentioned, if they start to drift and kind of leave a little bit of room there to play with, you have an opportunity to save all the ground and make a little bit of a move there heading into the turn. Second half of the program, Place Pick All begins right here as well. Any potential free squares in the place pick call second half of the card?
I think in the place pick call in the first half, obviously, I think Please Paul
Yes.
is going to be a single in many plays. And as you get to the second half, race number 6, I think is tough to handicap, but it is a field of 5. I think you should take a stand there. I wouldn't talk you off of any of these 5 horses in the place pick call, but take a stand there. Whether you go with the favorite Queen Monarch, the second choice SR Cool Corona, I think you got a single there in that place pick call, because I think race number 7 and 8 are difficult to handicap. The maiden event for 2-year-olds, race number 7, and then our finale is going to be tough. The John Deere Juvenile California Regional Challenge for the 2-year-olds. I think that 10-horse field going to be tough to handicap, so you're going to want to go deep. So going through the form, I think race number 6 would be the best bet for finding a single in that 5-horse field.
If I've had to make you make a pick between the two main players there, SR Cool Corona or Queen Monarch, who would you choose?
I'd lean toward SR Cool Corona. Just on the simple fact that I believe this horse ran its best race last time out, and I'm looking for a similar effort. And that was the only time that Jesse Gonzalez was aboard. He gets an opportunity once again. Similar effort. I think SR Cool Corona finds herself in the winner's circle.
Pick 4 pool about to cross the $80,000 mark. Thank you for joining us on this Saturday night of racing. And again, we got a featured event later on tonight in the John Deere Juvenile California Regional Challenge. That'll be a good field of 10 coming up in the finale. We begin the dollar pick 4 right here, as it always been a dollar minimum here at Los Alamitos, and also the dollar place pick all. Let's go out to Michael Warner for the load and the call. Hey, Michael.
Hello, Jose. Hello, Ulysses. Quick question for you fellas. Would this be the first thoroughbred Justine Kleber has ridden at Los Alamitos? I don't remember seeing her in a race around the turn before. Promise me cat number 4.
I would say I think I've seen her once more.
Okay.
But that might be just recency because I'm seeing her name, Michael. But you might be onto something being her first thoroughbred. Do you remember?
She has experience going around the turn. She's ridden 870s in New Mexico, Oklahoma. And she's also gone 3/4 of a mile as well. So she's been on these thoroughbreds before. It's just been a while since her last effort around the turn.
Yeah. Oh, I've no doubt she's ridden 870s elsewhere. But just here at Los Al, I'm struggling to recall whether she's been around the turn. So anyway, we'll see how she goes. She's on the second longest shot in the field. They're about set for the opener. Charmed Dream completing the line. Stand by for a start. Racing. Promise Me Cat seemed to break in the air, and Honourable Gal battles for the early lead with Charmed Dream, followed by Lady Run and Promise Me Cat in the pink blinkers, and Liquid Spirit splits that pair. Little between Honourable Gal and Charmed Dream. Honourable Gal on the inside now, a neck in front. Then comes this line of 3. Lady Run, Liquid Spirit, and a 3 wide Promise Me Cat. A 1/4 mile from home. Honourable Gal showing the way. Pulls 3/4 of a length clear of Charmed Dream. 1 length Lady Run hugging the fence. Attended closely by Liquid Spirit as they straighten for the judges in the Saturday opener. It's Honourable Gal, a length and a half. Liquid Spirit getting to the outsides, finishing well. Lady Run sticks to the inside. Honourable Gal still just in front. Liquid Spirit comes at her strongly. Liquid Spirit takes the lead at 24-1. Liquid Spirit beats Honourable Gal and Lady Run. They were well clear of Promise Me Cat and Charmed Dream. Well, what about that? A 5-horse field. Jorge Farias had the 8-5 Charmed Dream and the 24-1 Liquid Spirit, and the longest priced horse has won the opener at Los Alamitos. It's number 2, Liquid Spirit, the unofficial winner. Beating number 3, Honourable Gal, with 1, Lady Run finishing 3rd, and number 4, Promise Me Cat 4th. The time, 53.73 seconds. 53.73. Here is Liquid Spirit returning to the winner's circle as the result goes official. Liquid Spirit pays precisely $50 to win. She's a 4-year-old dark bay or brown filly by Conquest Fahrenheit from the Flower Alley Dam. Fast breaking news. Bred in California by Harris Farms, raced by Silvia Soto, trained by Jorge Farias, and ridden by Salvador Vargas. $1 exacta, 61.40. $1 trifecta, 136.30. 10-cent superfecta, $30.43. Post time for the second, 7:46. Scratch number 4, Punchy. As a result, no show wagering. So the wagering menu comprises win, place, exacta, quinella, trifecta, and pick 3.
And just like that, the top board goes balloons. In a field of 5, by far the biggest price of the board, Liquid Spirit pays $50 to win.
Took advantage of the speed duel up front and runs them down late under Salvador Vargas. Jorge Farias had 2 in the race. We were all looking at Charm Dream.
Yes.
Overlooked Liquid Spirit, and that is a $50 winner here in the opener.
How Liquid Spirit had been beaten, 8 lengths by Honorable Gown Lady Run, the last start. Let's see how it played out here in this race number 1. And Liquid Spirit, being that this one was 24-1 in this race number 1, this is likely telling us that this horse probably was a 60-1 shot?
In a 5-horse field,
71
25-1.
shot?
Completely overlooked, and you're going to see here the pace duel ensues. Charm Dream on the outside goes to the chasing to the lead. Honorable Gal going to take over the lead. They're going to duel, and then you're going to get 2 on the front end and 3 horses chasing, and between them is Liquid Spirit, the 2. You just go too quick early, Jose, you're not going to hold on, and that's exactly what happened. Honorable Gal got pushed by Charm Dream. Liquid Spirit took full advantage, as you see him here around the turn in that 2 path. Charm Dream at this point is already backing up. Honorable Gal trying to get away from the field, and when you notice a horse here, big favorite, not getting away from the field and the rider looking back,
They're in trouble.
you're hoping that you're going to get to the wire.
You're in trouble.
And you're in trouble, exactly. And you're going to see Salvador Vargas and Liquid Spirit get that head down on the wire.
Yeah, once this one sees that target, ends up going by his 4-year-old filly here. And, give credit to the rider and the filly, because around the turn, being that spot in between horses trying to advance is not an easy spot to be in.
It's not. And give credit to Liquid Spirit, who kept on plugging away, kept on chasing, and eventually grinds down the leader in Honorable Gal. Here's that head on. They're coming through the shadows out of that chute. You're going to see the orange helmet cover of Honorable Gal on the front end being chased. The silver helmet cover, Henry Lopez and Charmed Dream. When they go into the turn, you're expecting Honorable Gal to get away from Charmed Dream because Charmed Dream is backing up. But she's really not hitting another gear. She's just kind of easing away from a horse that's tired, and then you're going to get Liquid Spirit going to grind it out for the victory and run on by down the lane.
Yeah, Honorable Gal here. Ricardo floated out a little bit here, top of the stretch, and then try to go to the right hand with a little bit of response. She ends up drifting in, and at that point, the 2 already had the target in front of her. And Liquid Spirit responds nicely to provide the massive upset. Now, the 3 holding on does leave some hope for place pick all tickets, but, that is a massive upset in the pick 4.
$50 winner, dollar exacta, 61.40, dollar trifecta, 136 and change. What a way to start our Saturday night card.
Congrats to owner Silvia Soto, a California bred by Harris Farms. Jorge Farias, Salvador Vargas with the upset win. A massive upset in the early pick 4. Congrats to the connections of Liquid Spirit here in race number 1. Race number 2 is 14 minutes away, and early money showing up on Corona Spades, a second-time starter for the barn, Jesus Aranga. We'll talk about this field here after the post-break.
The post parade for the second is led by number 1 Ceasefire, owned by Steve Burns, trained by Mike Castleman, ridden by Martin Arriaga. Number 2 No Son of Mine is raced by Zinda Racing, trained by Eddie Willis and ridden by Justine Kleber. 3 Corona Spades, owned by Mario Chavez and Angel Perez. Jesus Uranga is the trainer. Ricardo Ramirez has the riding assignment. Scratch number 4, Punchy. Number 5, Please Paul, races for Ed Allred, is trained by Jimmy Glenn Jr. and ridden by Oscar Peinado. No show wagering on this 350-yard quarter-horse maiden for 2-year-olds. There is Win Place, Exacta, Quinella, Trifecta, and Pick 3 wagering. 10 minutes to post.
Well, after the big upset of race number 1 to the pick 4 and the place pick all, we arrived to race number 2, and a key scratch happened here. Punchy, the original 9 to 5 morning favorite, is out. Early money showed up on Corona Spades, and the money's still there on Corona Spades.
4 to 5 is your current favorite, making the second career start. That's a better than look third on debut. Drawn to the rail, didn't really like that post position, was running in spots, a bit green. Now gets to the outside, compact field of 4, and you're drawn next to what seems to be the main competition.
Yes.
And Please Paul. The only negative is that Please Paul is going to get the outside.
That is the negative for Corona Spades, but you're drawn side by side, so you got the quote-unquote main target to chase and immediately cling on to. So it does look like it's going to be 3 or 5 here, although both the 1 and the 2 have good pedigrees. Up to this point, they haven't lived up to the pedigrees. Firefly Joe was a pretty good runner, the dam of the 1, and then Fuhu has produced some nice ones for Zinda Racing. So the 1 and 2 are not impossible here, but both and the 3 have, I think, stronger upsides, and that's why they are the betting favorites.
That's why they're taking money. But no, nobody's impossible in the 4-horse field. You're going to get a better race at a ceasefire. Was green on that debut. Only thing apart I don't like is that it's drawn to the inside. It does help that it's a compact field of 4. And being completely honest, you can never throw out Justine Kleber and Eddie Willis, just on the simple fact that they get horses out of the gate. Justine Kleber gets horses out of the gate. And you look at this horse, the last 2 efforts, with some trouble. You look at that debut at Remington Park, finished 5th, but was a neck off of him midway through the race. So not impossible for No Son of Mine either. I just think that the benefit goes to Please Paul with that outside draw, and you're getting plus money right now, 6 to 5 on the 5.
I suspect this pick 3 that begins right here, pick 3 pool is going to be more elevated than normal.
I agree.
Right?
It was hard to find Liquid Spirit in the opener. It made it even more difficult that the barn had 2 in the race.
Correct.
And you're looking at the other one like the main horse. So hard to find Liquid Spirit. If you did, congratulations to you. You move on in that pick 4. I hope you're deep in the next 2 races and you can cash in, because I think that there's a lot of separation in that opener.
And what you said about, given the fact that it was a barn that already had another entrant in there, it makes it even tougher to find that horse, in my opinion.
Right away, you're looking at the stablemates and you're thinking, well, this one can't even beat its stablemate. Pretty much a toss, right?
Yeah.
Well, not at all. Gonna run him down late. What a nice effort by Liquid Spirit in the opener.
So if we were to begin a new roll in pick 3 here, would you double up or just take one of the 2?
No, I would just have to go with the outside. I wouldn't double up. Just give me Please Paul because of that outside draw.
Race number 3 will be the first leg of that pick 6, second leg of a new pick 3 beginning here. I mentioned I like Rachel's Gig and Tascadero. I think Tascadero is going to show a little bit more speed. I think Rachel's Gig is going to come back with his padded and late kick. I like 2 and 4 there. Who do you like there?
I lean to the outside. I think that light bulb angle, Gold Proof breaks the maiden in career star number 10. I think figures it out. First time against winners, and he's going to get another victory here in race number 3.
And then race number 4, which will be the concluding leg of the early pick 4 and the concluding leg of a new roll in pick 3 are here. Pine Run and Infinite Spirit is going to get bet like a 2-horse race. I prefer Lucky and Gone to be the outsider that could provide a mild upset there.
I see it as a 2-horse race, and I think the first horse to the turn is going to get the victory, and that's why I'm leaning toward Infinite Spirit. I think Infinite Spirit is quicker than Pine Run, and I don't see this horse coming back to the field. If he's in front going into the turn, they're going to be chasing all the way to the wire.
Yeah. They're at the gate here for race number 2. We began with the thoroughbreds. We're switching to the quarter horse here for the second event. Michael, they're going 350 yards, and right now, Please Paul is 1-2.
Yes, Jose, it's just a matter of whether Please Paul gets this right in the gate and leaving the gate. No question about his ability, but he has been a costly failure previously in Straight Maiden Company when he did a fair bit wrong at start number 2 at odds on. But definitely his race to lose, and he has tightened in further to 2-5. Please Paul, a dominant favourite now. He's into 2-5 with number 3 Corona Spades at 9-5. No Son of Mine joining Ceasefire in the gate. Here comes Corona Spades. Please Paul back to 1-2 completes the line. Ready to go. No Son of Mine turning the head in gate 2. Set. Racing. Please Paul begins well enough. He's away sharply and he goes straight to the front. From Corona Spades and Ceasefire, No Son of Mine. It's Please Paul controlling the race. Corona Spades is second best, but Please Paul is far too good. And Please Paul into 1 to 5. Final click of the tote board, one just like it. Corona Spades was second, and Ceasefire and No Son of Mine had their own private little match race down near the inside. They're in a photo for third. Five is first, Please Paul. 3 second, Corona Spades. Photo third. The time 17.85 seconds, 17.85, with a closing split of 9.74. Third is number 1, Ceasefire, and fourth was 2, No Son of Mine. 5312 is the unofficial result. Please disregard that official sign on the infield board. That was left over, I think, from the first race. Placings unofficially 5312. The result is now official. Stewards confirming that the result is now official. 5312. The $1 exacta, $2. The $1 quinella, $1.80. $1 trifecta, $6.60. And the $1 early double, ending with a 1 to 5 favourite, $59.80. $59.80 for the $1 double. As Please Paul comes back victorious beneath Oscar Peinado. Please Paul of brown gelding by Golden Boy from the Foos Dam for PJ. Bred in California and raced by Ed Allred, prepared by Jimmy Glenn Jr. Post time for race 3, 8:15. This is the first leg of the $2 pick 6. Pick 6 scratches. Go to race 4. Take out number 2, Desert Dog. Number 2 out of the 4th race. And in the 7th, scratch number 3, Love to Flirt. Number 3 coming out of race 7. No jockey changes tonight.
Well, the money settled heavily there late on, please, Paul, who clicked down to 1 to 5 from that outside post.
When they were going to the gate, we said if you're getting plus money, go ahead and lay down and bet. You're going to get 1 to 5 in the end, but sure looked like a 1 to 5 shot running down the lane, Jose.
Yeah, let's go back and take a look at the break here. 350 yards was the distance for this maiden field. Police Ball was relatively well behaved here. Everybody was well behaved. Little hesitation, but gets out cleanly enough. And then the acceleration really began at the gap.
Sure did. You see right here, this horse is still leveling off, still with the field. And
Now,
right about there, you're going to see this horse hit another gear. And what a confident ride by Oscar Peinado. Was in front every step of the way. And you see the motion there. Finally, about 50 yards from the wire, he says, go ahead. Gives him his head a little more. And Please Paul responds. What a nice victory to break the maiden.
this body language would have looked a ton more different if it was 220 or 300. 350, you can tell he barely got his rhythm in the last 50 yards or so.
And that's why these races are so great. 350 yards, 400 yards, right?
Yes.
The further they go. Because it makes it a horse race to the wire. It's not just let me try to steal it out of the gate and hope I can hold on. Horse like this, you see that the 350 is not an issue. 400 might not be an issue. And look at the gallop out. Strong gallop out under Oscar Peinado. This is why the further they go, the more exciting it is.
1785 there, the final clocking for the 350 yards. Overhead shot here. Won the break and then began to widen at the gap.
And right here is when this horse finds its best stride. You're going to see it start opening up on the field under a confident hand ride by Oscar Peinado. Now you're going to see the body language. Peinado says, go ahead, give me a little more to the wire. And Please Paul responds.
Having said that, Corona Spades, the runner-up, won't be a maiden much longer with that kind of effort.
No, 2 starts for Corona Spade, 2 good starts. A third on debut and now a second place finish here. And also got to stride out to 350 yards here for the second career start. You won't see Corona Spades a maiden much longer.
Congrats to owner breeder Ed Allred. Place Paul, a gelding by Golden Boy out of Fort PJ, trained by James Glenn Jr. and ridden by Oscar Peinado, and maiden no more in career start number 4. Stopping the clock in 1785, and the final payout was $260 for the $2 win bet. Race number 2 is official. We're 20 minutes away from race number 3, the start of tonight's Pick 6.
Oh, Chris Wade here in race number 3. Kicking off tonight's pick 6. I'm going to give you our price play and our best bet on the pick 6. Go to race number 5 at 220 yards, abbreviated yardage. The 5, DeSale's Story on the numbers has improved each subsequent start, and on my charts does have the best number. And with Justine Kleiberboard, one of our best gate jockeys, has the abbreviated distance of 200 yards. Definitely should be on the engine, be right there throughout. Be the one to beat is our top number over tacos and corners. But DeSale's Story, our best bet in tonight's pick 6 there in race number 5. Closing out tonight's affair in the John Deere Juvenile California Region Challenge, we're going to go to the 1 as our top choice, our previous show selection, our price play, and our price look in the pick 6 and the late pick 4. Texas Cowgirl 1, 2, 3 was a pretty good second versus the aforementioned copy Blanco there for Helmy Gomez and Justine. Come out the exact same trial, and they ran very, very well, albeit Texas Cowgirl 1, 2, 3 did have a good amount of trouble along the way, didn't get all the way all that well, but finished pretty well, and earned a pretty good figure with everything factored in on my charts, trouble, track, variant, hopefully a clean getaway gives the horse a big look here, and the John Deere Juvenile Challenge as our price play closing out tonight's pick 6 and the late pick 4. The 1, Texas Cowgirl, 1, 2, 3.
Moving on to the track for race 3. Number 1, Scoop of Chocolate, is owned and trained by Eric Berman, ridden by David Musad. 2, Rachel's Gig, trained by Alberto Ruvalcaba for Timothy O'Leary. Cesar Ortega is in the irons. 3, Careful Colin, races for Bernardo Orsi and George Schmidt. Monty Meyer is the conditioner, Ricardo Ramirez the pilot. Number 4, Tascadero, is owned and trained by Troy Dial, ridden by Adrian Escobedo. 5, Twilight Moon, raced by Ashley Garcia and Darren Johnson, prepared by Angie Aquino and ridden by Damian Cruz. 6, Gold Proof, is the property of Bill Brown. Felix Gonzalez applies the polish. Pedro Flores does the steering. 4.5 furlongs for this thoroughbred claiming race for 3-year-olds and up, opening the $2 pick 6.
Welcome back here to the desk at Los Alamitos. Jose alongside Ulysses Gomez. Race number 3 just 5 minutes away. This does begin tonight's pick 6, which will conclude with the John Deere Juvenile coming up in race number 8.
It is a nice sequence. Field of 10 to close it out here in the opening leg. 6 older horses, $3,500 claiming level, going 4.5 furlongs. We have a favorite in Gold Proof on the outside. That's my selection. Broke the maiden in career start number 10 last time out. First time against winners. I like that aggressively placed in the spot where this horse belongs. Non-2 for $3,500. It's my top selection. I like the outside draw. I see a similar effort as last out when breaking the maiden. Should be able to take him gate to wire.
The speed and the recent form is a main positive, and you got the post as well. I went with the consistent closer in Rachel's Gig. He likely won't find himself that far back versus this group. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Because I know he can finish, he can pass a few horses in the stretch, so I'll give the 2 Rachel's Gig the nod here. But the horse I'm looking to show improved speed with the class drop, I think Tascadero, the 4, is going to look a little bit quicker that one we saw last time out against 5 claimers.
And I believe you're going to need Tascadero to look a little quicker if you want Rachel's gig to be able to run him down, because you need Tascadero to put pressure on Gold Proof. I think that's going to be key for Rachel's gig. You want Tascadero and Gold Proof to hook up to give a pace for Rachel's gig to close into.
What about the 3, Careful Colin? He's second start off the layoff, lengthy layoff, by the way. He did break his maiden here locally over this track after being far off. So he raced at Daytime Mobile back on July 5th. That was his first start since April of 2025. Can he look a little bit quicker now with the second start off the layoff?
Yes, and is dropping down in level. I think that's what I'm leery about, that this horse came off the layoff, started for 60-50, and now just cut in half for 3,500. You would expect this horse to drop a level to the $5,000 ranks, but instead they're willing to give him up for 3,500. I think that's why I stayed away. I do like that this horse showed some interest out of the gate last out. Was a length and a half off the leaders, 22-2 opening quarter. So you should see a little more gate speed, but I just don't believe that this horse is going to have just enough tonight to beat a couple of these other runners.
Scoop of Chocolate, the rail runner here for Eric Merman, owner and trainer. He broke the maiden back in December over the Daytime Mobile, and then he just hasn't been able to be much of a threat since then. The inside draw, I don't think is much of a benefit tonight either.
They're going to have to go really fast early for Scoop of Chocolate to run him down late. Scoop of Chocolate is going to have a big late kick, but also gives himself too much to do early. Going to get David Musad showing up to ride. This is David Musad's first ride here at Los Alamitos this year. He's going to have to be aggressive to get Scoop of Chocolate into the race down the backside.
How about the other horse that is taking some play? Twilight Moon, the 5. Angie Aquino, Damien Diaz-Cruz. I know he was 43-1 last time out, but he didn't break all that well. He improved his position. He made up a significant amount of ground. He only missed third by a length and a quarter. I'm just not so sure what I was going to get out of him tonight, but it is second time blinkers for Twilight Moon.
You're going to get the same trips that you've gotten out of Twilight Moon in the past. 1 for 31 lifetime. This horse will be running late, but spots him a handful of lengths early. If this horse is within 5 or 6 lengths down that backside, he's in a good position. But I don't see it. I think Twilight Moon just gives himself too much to do in such a short race. 4.5 furlongs, you can't spot these runners 7 to 8 lengths and expect to catch them.
Having said that, did you expect Gold Proof to be this short of a price here?
I did not expect the 3-2. I thought this horse would hover around the 2-1 because I thought Careful Colin, Rachel's Gig, and Tascadero were all going to take money. The surprising part about this is not only Gold Proof at 7-5, but Tascadero completely overlooked.
That's
7-1.
That would be the win bet on the board based on odds, because I don't think Tascadero should be 7-1 versus this group.
No, not at all.
That would be the look at the board, look at the form. I think the one that has the option to provide some value is the 4 Tascadero.
I agree with you. I think that's the win play there if you're going to get the 7-1. 6-5 is a bit too short on Gold Proof. That is my top selection. Has the speed, has the outside draw, just too short of a price to take on the win end. So look for Gold Proof and mix it up with some exactas underneath. I'd look at a Tascadero to complement the exacta with Gold Proof.
How many would you use if you were to begin a pick 6 right here?
I would have to take a stand. Just take a stand with Gold Proof and advance, because you have races 7 and 8.
You're going to want coverage in races.
You're going to want coverage in races 7 and 8, and even race number 6. I think race number 6 is also tough. I don't like doing this, but I would take a stand in races 3 and 4. Here with the outside horse Gold Proof, and in the next race Infinite Spirit, and if I could get past that, then I'd go deep into the late pick 4.
It's an interesting way to begin the pick 6, because we have contrasting opinions here. You like Gold Proof, and I like the 2 and the 4. So we're opposites here in the way we see this race could play out. I do think Gold Proof has the speed, and we'll see if he's able to clear. But I think he found a pretty good group to get that many in Plomo last time out. And you know me, I've been on Rachel's Gig for a while. He's one of the horses I can't quit. I knew the price was going to be somewhat fair, so I can't quit him this time around.
And hard to talk you off of any of them, to be honest with you. I'm on Gold Proof because I know I'm going to get some gate speed, but the reality of it, it's either Gold Proof or the field. And you can't just take the field to start off the pick 6, considering how the sequence is playing out. So that's why I would take a stand and just single my top selection.
Also, if you just tune in, that massive upset in race number one, even with the 1 to 5 favorite winning in race number two, the dollar double still came back almost $60. It was 59 and change.
58 to 1 double, and you had a 1 to 5 post time favorite win race number two. That's how big that 25 to 1 $50 winner in the opener is playing.
Pick six pool over 24,000. Let's go out to Michael Runner for the load and the call.
Thanks, fellas. Coming up into line, Rachel's Gig, Tascadero, and Twilight Moon have been positioned. Careful Colin is behind gate 3, preceded into line by the favourite Gold Proof. Careful Colin now moves in, and the rail horse Scoop of Chocolate has been left until last. 7 to 5 for number 6 Gold Proof. All in, ready for action. Racing! Careful Colin is away in a big hurry and leads early from Tascadero. Gold Proof's on the far outside, beaten for early pace. In fact, dropping right back to the tail of the field, and it's Careful Colin leading Tascadero by half a length onto the main track. 2.5 lengths away, Twilight Moon with Scoop of Chocolate on the inside. Rachel's Gig one off the fence, and Gold Proof is camped out 4 wide. 4 lengths off the pace. A 1/4 mile to run. Careful Colin proving a slippery customer. Boots away by 3 lengths. Now Gold Proof being activated by Pedro Flores. Tries to give chase, and Twilight Moon is close enough if good enough tonight. On the swing for home, Careful Colin still nicely clear from Gold Proof and Twilight Moon, who are racing tightly. A 16th left to go, and it's all Careful Colin. Careful Colin has led from go to woe, beating Gold Proof, I think second, and nose Twilight Moon, and fourth would be Rachel's Gig, just in front of Scoop of Chocolate. Number 3, Careful Colin, is the unofficial winner in 52.58 seconds. It's a photo for second. Second is 6, Gold Proof. Third, number 5, Twilight Moon. Fourth was 2, Rachel's Gig. The result is official. Placings officially 3652. The winner, Careful Colin, is a 5-year-old bay horse by Full Bridled from the Sierra Sunset Dam, Red Sunset. Careful Colin scoring at his second start off a layoff of some 14 months. Well prepared by Monty Meyer and ridden to victory by Ricardo Ramirez for owners Bernardo Orsi and George Schmidt Sr. Careful Colin was bred by the owners in California. $1 exacta, $12.70. $1 trifecta, $49.40. 10-cent superfecta, $11.69. Post time for race 4, 8:39. Scratch number 2, Desert Dog, from the first half of the $1 mid-card double.
Well, race number 3, the lead was up for grabs, and the one that was more aggressive and intent on making the lead. Second start off the layoff. Careful Colin takes him all the way.
You said this horse would show more speed, and sure enough, got to the front end and didn't look back. This is bottom level, non-winners of 2 lifetime races. These horses don't like to pass horses. If you could get out to the front end, your horse might get brave. That's exactly what Careful Colin did. Nice ride by Ricardo Ramirez to get this horse to the front.
Yeah, well, second start off the layoff here. Let's take a look at how the race played out from the break here for that 4.5 furlong race. Careful Colin, gate number 3. We suspected Gold Proof was going to break a little bit sharper. Broke okay, but was not quick on the feet.
No, had that head in the air, got out good, but it took a couple strides to get rolling, was scrambling, and at this point, the horse that we expected to be in front is actually last in Gold Proof, while Careful Colin is on the front end. Ricardo Ramirez is shoving, but once this horse gets out there to the front end, you're going to see his body language. He's going to pick up this horse's head, give him a bit of a breather around the turn. You see him looking around, has plenty underneath him, and this is the key right here. Steal a length or two around that turn and just make it a race to the wire. You're already in front.
That's where the race was won. The 6 now got into that gear that is Gold Proof, making that that wide bid here. But at that point in time, Careful Colin had already won the race by building up that margin around the turn.
Yeah, when this horse stole the 2 lengths going into that turn, that's what you're going to get the victory by. So nice ride by Ricardo Ramirez to cut that corner, steal a length, and go on and hold on and get to the wire to win by 2. Gold Proof, not a bad effort. First time against winners to finish second.
Yeah, and maybe the sluggish beginning as far as getting the gears under him might have cost him a little bit of a closer margin. But I think tonight it was going to be tough to be Careful Colin with that kind of performance.
I agree. Careful Colin drops into the lowest level of the career, shows more speed, puts him away. And look at this head on down the backside. Ricardo Ramirez is smart. Drift on out to the horses that are running toward you, and then right here, go ahead and shut that door.
Yeah.
Drop down, steal a length, and now just make it a race to the wire.
Yeah, you can see there the 3 wide bid by Gold Proof, Twilight Moon trying to advance in between horses as well, and just could not put that nose in front to hold on for the exacta. But no doubt about your winner, Careful Colin. Congrats to George Schmidt, Bernardo Orsi, also owners and breeders, Monty Meyer, Ricardo Ramirez. The class drop with Key here was Key. Big effort, better speed, and gets that second lifetime win. Pays $7 even in race number 3. So that's a first leg of tonight's pick 6. It goes to Careful Calling. We're 12 minutes away to race number 4, payoff leg of the early pick 4. And right now, the early money showing up on Pine Run in gate number 6. We'll talk about this field here coming up after the parade.
Moving on to the track for race 4. Number 1, Highland Echo, races for Rosamond Barclay. He's trained by Jorge Bautista, ridden by Francisco Orduna Rojas. Scratch 2, Desert Dog. 3 is Infinite Spirit in the colours of Edel Red, those silks being Warner by Cesar Ortega. Jimmy Glenn Jr. is the trainer. Robert Lucas owns and trains the next pair. Number 4, Effort, has the company of Pedro Flores. Cristobal Herrera gets the mount on number 5, Lucky and Gone. Number 6, Pine Run, is raced by Daniel Hawkins, trained by Van Belvoor and ridden by Edgar Payeras. This 1,000-yard allowance for 3-year-olds and up opens the $1 mid-card double while continuing the rolling pick threes.
Payoff leg of the early pick 4, just 5 minutes away here for race number 4. We got a field of 5 after the scratch of the 2-horse here in the spot, Desert Dog. We suspected it was going to bet like a 2-horse race, and that's what's happening here with Infinite Spirit and Pine Run. But who's actually playing like the favorite in the pick 4 wheel pace?
Significant favorite in the pick 4 wheel pace. This kind of come back 361 to the 3 Infinite Spirit. The second choice is actually the 5, Lucky and Gone at 862. And that's going to come back to your 4 to 5 favorite over $1,100 in this early pick 4.
So, Pine Run being drawn towards the outside, it's not swaying as much money as we thought, right?
No, not at all. It's actually the third choice in these pick 4 payouts. And then if you can get the rail runner Highland Echo home, that's over 3,100. And if you get the long shot 15 to 1 on Effort home, it's over $10,000 in the early pick 4.
Wait, tell me again the wheel pay to the 1?
3,141.
Wow.
And 20 cents to
now
be
that
exact.
is surprising how big of a jump it is.
A lot of discrepancy. I mean, I figured Infinite Spirit, because it's a morning life favorite, would be the shortest paying horse, but I didn't expect 361. Wow, you're going to get over 1,100 to the 5 to 2 second choice Pine Run.
Yeah, that is very interesting here. So Infinite Spirit, like a heavy public choice in the pick 4 wheel pace. This does begin a rolling double and a rolling pick 3 as well. The late pick 4 will be coming up in race number 5. It's going to be a race to the turn, right? But it was a race to the turn for Infinite Spirit last time out, and he couldn't keep going.
The last 2 outs was a beaten favorite, finishing second in both of those efforts. I see it similarly today. You just got to go with Infinite Spirit. You are the speed. That's your strength. Play to your strength. Get out in front and let them chase you. You're getting plus money right now in Infinite Spirit, and watching the warm-up, this horse looks good. Looks long, looks rangy, and has the speed. I think Cesar Ortega has taken advantage of this horse's strength, which is a gate speed.
You know who I like second best, and that is Lucky and Gone, because I feel like there's a way to imagine this race, 3 and 6 hookup, and sets it up for an off the pace runner. And to me, that first jump on the leaders could be Lucky and Gone.
I agree with you. It also depends on what Highland Echo does. Lucky and Gone is going to be in that second pack. I think Highland Echo is going to be as well. So Lucky and Gone has to see if he's going to be able to cut over on Highland Echo in that second group, or just stay outside of him and keep him on the rail and get the first run.
Yeah, Highland Echo does look a little bit interesting because of the previous win here locally, a few starts back, and then the good effort over the daytime. But I'm not so sure that he's quick enough to kind of match up or stay in range. We'll
No,
see.
and with the stretch of the two Desert Dog, he's drawn right next to Infinite Spirit. I just think Infinite Spirit's a little quicker, and Cesar Ortega is going to take the path of Highland Echo, so that puts Highland Echo in that second group. Pine Run should follow. Pine Run's on the outside. You're just going to try to get as close to the leaders as possible, if not on the lead. So I think Pine Run and Infinite Spirit will be in that first group. You're going to get Highland Echo and Lucky and Gone in the second group. And I don't know what to make of effort. That victory two back was in a field of three. This horse has not been able to really contend and hold on to the lead. If this horse gets headed, he doesn't really like it. So I don't know what to make of effort, the big price at 14-1. And once again, just like in race number one, I don't think effort's as good as a stablemate in Lucky and Gone. So with that said, effort gets overlooked.
And doesn't that feel like effort should be maybe double the price that are currently on the board?
Yes, but it is a compact field of five, so effort is still taking some win money. That's why you're getting the 15-1.
Kind of like we saw in race number one, where that upset winner probably should have been 50-1, right? And if there was one or two more other runners in that field versus a 24-1.
And if we get that similar trip out of effort like we did in race number one with that big price, pick four comes back to 10,200.
This begins the mid-card double. Would you single here, Infinite Spirit?
Yes. Yes, I would. It would always be a single here because you look at the next race, it's 220 yards. So if you're going to start a mid-card double here, I would want to have some coverage in that 220-yard event, race number 5.
Tacos and Corona and the Sil story.
I mean, Rocket Felix's work looked good as well, making the debut today.
That's why I like the best,
and
by the
only
way.
going 220 yards. I like Tacos and Corona in the next, but all 4 starts has had trouble out of the gate.
Yep.
And it's cutting back in distance. I don't think that's a plus. Trouble out of the gate and you're cutting back to 220 yards, I see that as a negative. I just think the experience is going to be key.
Yeah, and that's why I slided with the first time shot of Rocket Felix there in race number 5. So we're looking ahead towards the mid-card double on the rolling pick 3s. You got a new one here in this race number 4. They're at the gate. Let's go out to Mike Corona for the call.
Coming up into line. Front of gate 1 has been opened for Highland Echo. Highland Echo now locked away. Effort moves in. Infinite Spirit. Pine Run to the outside post position. Lucky and Gone will load last. 6-5 for number 3, Infinite Spirit. 8-5, number 6, Pine Run. Lucky and Gone, number 5, is into 3-1 as he completes the line. Racing. Infinite Spirit begins quickly, together with Effort and Pine Run down the outside. Lucky and Gone not far away. In fact, he's bustling forward to contest the lead. It's Infinite Spirit taken on by Lucky and Gone, and Pine Run is third on the outside. Then comes Effort dropping to fourth, 5 lengths clear of Highland Echo. Past the 5/16ths, Infinite Spirit holding out Lucky and Gone, leads into the turn by half a length. And they move 2.5 clear of Effort, running third on the inside of Pine Run. Well clear of Highland Echo. To the top of the stretch, Infinite Spirit lugging. Gets away from Lucky and Gone. Comes for home on a 2.5 length lead. Pine Run floundering in third, and it's Infinite Spirit with a 16th left to go. Infinite Spirit coming on to score strongly from Lucky and Gone. Highland Echo picking up some pieces. Runs into the trifecta. Well clear of Pine Run and Effort. Number 3, Infinite Spirit, has beaten 5 Lucky and Gone, with 1 Highland Echo third and 6 Pine Run fourth. Placings unofficially 3516. Infinite Spirit beating Lucky and Gone, Highland Echo and Pine Run in the time of 52.99 seconds. 52.99. Infinite Spirit coming back to the winner's circle is a 4-year-old bay gelding by Dancing Candy from the In Excess Dam, Celestial Being. This is the second winner on the program, bred in California and raced by Ed Allred, following Please Paul's success in race 2. Both of those winners trained by Jimmy Glenn Jr. Cesar Ortega, the winning rider aboard Infinite Spirit. The result is official. Placings officially 3516. The $1 exacta, $3.30. $1 trifecta, $11.60. 10-cent superfactor, $1.49. The $1 pick 3 pays $9.60, while the $1 early pick 4 is good for $361.80. The late pick 4 opens with the 5th at $9.03. The only pick 4 scratch is in the 7th race, number 3, Love to Flirt. Scratch number 3 from race 7. There are no jockey changes across the balance of the program.
Race number 4 does go to Infinite Spirit. We talked about it. It's going to be a race to the turn. Lucky and Gone was a little bit closer, but Infinite Spirit had a little bit more left in the tank.
Yeah, Lucky and Gone pressed the pace, which surprised me because I thought I would see Pine Run closer to the lead, but no, it was Lucky and Gone close early. And we were watching it live together, and you're thinking, if Lucky and Gone could finish, Infinite Spirit is in trouble.
Yes.
They come around the turn, and Lucky and Gone just went too quick early, didn't have that kick that we expected, and Infinite Spirit kicks it onto the wire.
Yeah, let's go back and take a look at how it played out from the start for this 1,000-yard event. We expected speed for Infinite Spirit to be the main speed threat, but Pine Run on the outside post broke fine, but didn't seem to have the gear to keep up.
No, and Edgar Palleras is ultra aggressive. You look at the body language of this outside runner in the white silks. He is sending, he is shoving, but Pine Run is just not keeping up. And I'll tell you what, sometimes when you shove on these horses a little too much, they go to scrambling underneath. You don't really find their footing, and it looks like that's what happened to Pine Run.
Yeah, he was trying to keep up here, clearly third best around the turn, but couldn't find that extra gear. Now the question here was going to be, was lucky and gonna have a little bit more to ask and pressure Infinite Spirit, but at that point, this 4-year-old gelding for James Glenn found a little bit more.
And it's right about this moment when Infinite Spirit just finds a bit more, and Lucky and Gone just gets a little tired from going so quick early. Didn't have that final kick that we expected because his horse was pressing the pace so hard early. Infinite Spirit's going to go out and widen the victory, get the win by about 4 lengths in the end.
Yeah, gets the win now. Second win in 7 career starts, clocking 52.99. So sub 53 seconds. That's pretty good clocking for the level.
It was a really good clocking to close out the early pick 4. Jimmy Glenn with 2 winners, a quarter horse in the second race in Please Paul, and now gets the victory here with Infinite Spirit. Both of them for owner breeder Dr. Edward Allred. That pick 4, Jose, going to come back a solid $361 and change.
Yeah, and that had a 1-5 favorite in race number 2, right?
1-5 in the second race, and then you're going to get Infinite Spirit at 4-5 to close it out. Both of the Jimmy Glenn runners were betting favorites. It was the big price in Liquid Spirit to start off the card at 24-1.
Congrats to owner breeder Dr. Ed Allred. This one by Dancing Candy out of the mare Celestial Bean. She has produced both thoroughbreds and quarter horses. She's been a versatile mare. Congrats to the connections, James Glenn Jr. and Cesar Ortega. Race number 4 is now official. Early pick 4 in the books. We're 14 minutes away to race number 5. Late pick 4 coming up next.
It's race number 5. Going to give out our late pick 4 selections and our best play on a racing card in the pick 4 goes to the 5. The Sales Story. This horse comes out of a very strong Edberg Juvenile Consolation Stakes, and the winner did come back to win another Calbred Stakes here recently. So it comes out of a strong race. Low fractions, bobbled and skied, finished even, outrun steadily, but earned a pretty good figure with all factored in. And with the elite gate jockey aboard, Justin Clyburn, 220 yards, definitely the one to beat is our single on tonight's late pick 4. Race number 6 is a closely matched affair. Every single one of these 5 runners, they all exit the same exact race. That being said, you got to go to the 2. Ran very well to be a pretty good second last time. The like event has speed in a race with some runners with ability, but always seems to find trouble give the horse a look as our top choice. The 3-bear second choice, La Venda Candelaria. Francis Nunez did run fourth. Dead heated for fourth last time, despite breaking slow, bobbled, bump back and cross. Finished better, looked under a hold. And get Salvador Vargas, a better getaway, puts the horse in the mix. The 3 will be our third choice here as well. Comes out of that same race. And another horse with some trouble. This horse gets away clean. Second time of dawn, a look as our third choice. And one of our selections in that late pick 4. Race number 7, another wide open event. That being said, I'm going to go to the 7 as my top choice. They're just for Lindsay. Then the 4 will be our second choice behind the bar. The 5 will be our third number. Then kind of a long shot looker will be the 2, Just Tell. Did come out of a pretty tough race with trouble along the way, but was a B-plus worker prior and has a look as our third choice. I'm going to go to the last race, the John Deere Juvenile California Region Challenge. We'll go to the 1 as our top choice. Texas Cowgirl 1, 2, 3. The real should get this horse a clear trip to the wire and has a nice look at the outcome with a clean getaway. I want to go to the 2 as our second choice, the speed event for Jaime Gomez and Justine Kleiber. Then we'll go to the 6, kind of a price looker here. This horse did run third in that like event, but did have some trouble along the way. A clean getaway puts the horse in the mix here in tonight's late pick 4. Suggested $24 ticket starting off here in race number 5. Let's kick it off with the 5, DeSille's Story.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a couple of gate work. The 5th race, Post Parade, is led by number 1, Butterfly Mere, and by Jose Arturo Flores Sandoval, trained by Jose Flores, ridden by Ricardo Ramirez. Flores also trains number 2, Skinny Joe, and shares in the ownership with Juan Humberto Moya and Rojas Racing. Irving Lara has the mount. Number 3, American Cartel, is raced by Steve Burns and Ivan Gomez, trained by Mike Castleman, ridden by Martin Arriaga. 4, Tacos and Coronas, is owned by J. Francisco Diaz, prepared by Lindolfo Diaz, guided by Henry Lopez. 5, DeSille's Story, is raced by James Sills, prepared by Eddie Willis, ridden by Justine Kleiber. 6, Rocket Felix, represents E.G. High Desert Farms. Jesus Nunez trains. Salvador Vargas rides. Number 7 is Dashing Target, owned by Fernando Flores, trained by Felix Gonzalez, accompanied by Damian Cruz. This is a 220-yard quarter-horse maiden for 2-year-olds, opening the $1 late pick 4.
4 minutes away here for the start of the late pick four. Late pick four about to conclude with the John Deere Juvenile California Regional Challenge coming up in race number 8. But we begin the pick four with a 220-yard maiden event here for the 2-year-olds.
And I just saw your ticket, $24 investment for you. You're going to go with the 5 and the 6 here. You're going to try to beat the 8-5 favorite, Tacos and Coronas. Jose, you're trying to beat your hunch play.
Tacos and Coronas, that should be a hunch play for me. But yes, I'm going to try to beat the 4. Honestly, I like the 6 a lot better. I just think there's this field is ripe for someone new to step up and do some damage. The pedigree's there for Rocket Felix, but the caveat is that you're giving up experience going to 20, right? So that's why experience might be a little bit more important in this spot, but I still like the 6.
But the experience comes to the inside, and these two horses have both had trouble out of the gate in all their career starts. So you're giving up experience, but these horses are still causing their own issues out of the gate.
That was my
what
dilemma.
I don't like about Tacos and Coronas is you have issues out of the gate in 4 starts. You decide to cut back in distance to 220 yards instead of continue on and try to get to 350 where you do have an opportunity to go ahead and finish. So cutting back to 220, you're 9-5 favorite. My top selection, I'm relying on experience just like the betting public.
Who's been breaking on top consistently as far as a rider goes? Justine. She gets the 5 to Seal Story. Who's coming up out of a stakes event. So I went 5-6 here to kick it off.
I like it. I think you should go deep to kick off this pick 4 sequence, to be honest with you, because it is a 220-yard event. I would like to survive and advance. And you see George Duarte there on the home screen. He's singling here, as
Rocket Felix.
As is Chris. They're both got dueling singles. Chris is going with the Seal Story. So I see this as go as deep as you can and try to advance this 220-yard maiden event because I don't see no clear favorite, so to say. I know you're getting 9-5 on Tacos and Coronas, but I don't see a horse that's just going to rock it out of the gate and put him away.
No, I went 5-6 here. In the second leg, race number 6, George is also singling the 2 there, and that is SR Cool Corona. I doubled up there with the 2 and the 5. That is Princess Kalisa, the other Adan Farias trainee. I like the outside draw. I think maybe a little bit of an upside to get a little bit of a clean break and maybe a better result. But comparing the 2 favorites there, SR Cool Corona and the 4 Queen Monarch, I prefer the 2.
I agree with you. That's my top selection. 0 for 10 lifetime, but I feel like the best start was last time out. I think this horse took a big step forward, and I see another one here today, and this horse breaking the maiden.
And then moving along there in the ticket, Chris is going for options there, 2, 4, 5, 7. Top pick being Just for Lindsay. You, me, Chris, we both like the 7 Just for Lindsay.
This was a race where I just, by default, went to the outside runner. I thought they had similar running lines. Give me a horse that I know is going to get clear sailing, has 4 improving efforts. 3rd place finish last time out was the best of career. Now gets to the outside once again. I think you're looking for a career best out of Just for Lindsay, and I think it's good enough to break the maiden.
Alexa Girl, the 5 is interesting to me just because of the maiden effort, only missed by a neck. Hasn't broken the last 2 starts since then, but at least we already saw a glimpse of what she can do when she gets out cleanly. And race number 7 there, I think, to me, goes to the 5 and the 7. I'm going to try to beat the morning line favorite there behind the bar. And then the finale, being the John Deere Juvenile California Regional Challenge. It's a field of 10. It's a very competitive field of 10. We both like the Barna Jaime Gomez. You went with the 2 Cape Blanco. I went with the other one, Uncle Dizzle for Shizzle.
I think Justine Kleber had the choice of which ones to ride, and I think she leaned toward Cape Blanco, so I'm going to follow her on the 2. But keep an eye on the 3 KR Candy Dragon. I like that horse. This horse has been improving. Had the flipping halter 2 races in a row. Those were the best efforts. Going to wear it again tonight. Keep an eye on KR Candy Dragon. And Juan Aleman has been doing outstanding in these races, these regional challenges. Keep an eye on KR Candy Dragon.
Put it this way. I did not use the other Jaime Gomez. Your top pick is in my top 3. I went 6-3-4. So I went Uncle Dizzle for Shizzle, KR Candy Dragon, and Flash Frozen, who comes from the barn of Diego Cervantes. I thought it was a useful 4th place finish, and I like that Eduardo Nicasio is taking the mount there in the finale.
I think you could go many directions in the finale. Full field of 10 is going to be a fun edition of the Juvenile California Regional Challenge to close out our card.
That early pick 4 pool did cross a 6-figure mark over $100,000. This one is trending in that direction. Which leg do you think is going to have the shortest betting favorite? Is it going to be here?
No, I'm gonna say in race. I'm gonna go with race number 6. I think Queen Monarch is gonna get bet
Yeah,
down to field of
same.
5. I think the 4 in race number 6, Queen Monarch, will be bet down to even money, maybe even 4 to 5.
I feel like that leg for sure. To me, feels like there's going to be more money coming down in that specific leg. We'll see if it comes to fruition. We both will likely try to beat Queen Monarch in that event. And George will also try to beat Queen Monarch because he's singling SR Cool Corona. In the finale, Chris is going 1, 2, 6 there. Let's see. Let's revisit race number 8. 1, 2, and 6. Okay, Texas Cowgirl 1, 2, 3. Let's flip the page back to the original John Deere Juvenile, Ulysses, because we didn't talk much about Texas Cowgirl 1, 2, 3 with that good second place finish last time out.
That was a solid second place finish, and this horse is going to be drawn to the rail for the first time in its career. This is her 6th career start. I don't think the rail will be an issue. Going to get a new rider in Ruben Lozano tonight. You finished second to Kate Blanco, and now you're drawn next to each other, just like in the trial. The only difference is Texas Cowgirl was drawn to the outside of Kate Blanco. Now Kate Blanco is drawn to the outside. I think that's why we overlooked the 1, because I like the 2, and you already had an opportunity to run by, and you couldn't. So I don't see it. It could happen tonight, but it's going to have to overcome that rail draw. I think that is just
That's what kept
that's
me
just
away.
difficult to do. With that said, I still think that last race is wide open. I even think you can look at the bigger prices. I even think a horse like Political Comment, 10-1 morning line. This horse is 2 starts, second place finish on debut, and then 3rd in the trials with some trouble. So I think you could go anywhere in that last race.
Pick 4 pool about to cross the $86,000 mark. They're at the gate for the 220-yard event. Let's go out to Mike Corona.
The loading process underway. Butterfly Mere. Tacos and Coronas ready, with Skinny Joe and Decil Story. American Cartel linking up, to be followed in by Rocket Felix. Rider out of the saddle of American Cartel in gate 3. Rocket Felix about to come up. Last in, Dashing Target, who's riderless behind gate 7. Arriaga remounting American Cartel in post 3. And Dashing Target is loading minus Damien Cruz. 6-5 for number 5, Decil's Story. 9-5, number 4, Tacos and Coronas. Set. Racing! Decil's Story breaking very quickly, drifting inwards a little, but being matched by Tacos and Coronas. Tacos and Coronas, Decil's Story putting on a show. Stride for stride, the length of the contest. It's very close between them. 3rd, American Cartel probably just ahead of either Skinny Joe or Butterfly Mere. The top 2 in the wagering, fastest into stride, and had a private match race for the duration. It'll come down to a nose bob between Tacos and Coronas number 4 and Decil's Story number 5. Quick time, 12.03. 12.03 seconds. 5 is first, Decil's Story. Number 4 is second, Tacos and Coronas. 3rd, 3, American Cartel. And 4th was 1, Butterfly Mere. The result is official. Placings officially 5-4-3-1. $1 exacta, $3.90. $1 trifecta, $49.30. 10-cent superfactor, $23.92. The $1 mid-card double pays $4.60. The $1 pick 3, 17 even. The winner, Desil's Story, is a sorrel gelding by Capo de Capi from the Mr. Jess Perry Dam, Perry Story. Bred in Oklahoma and raced by James Sills. Trained by Eddie Willis. Ridden by Justine Claber. Post time for race 6, 9:29. No changes to the field as we open the final $1 pick 3 on the programme.
Race number 5, first leg of the late pick 4, 220-yard event. It got bet like a two-horse race, and it developed like a two-horse race.
Sure did. They were drawn next to each other. Tacos and Coronas, the 4. Desil's Story, the 5, going 220 yards. They hooked up right out of the gate, and Desil's Story is going to get the best out of Tacos and Coronas late.
Let's go back and revisit here the start of this 220-yard event. Desil's Story out in gate number 5, and it was Tacos and Corona in gate number 4. A little hesitation there towards the outside part of the gate, but Justine won the break. A little bit of lugging in, and then it turned into a match duel.
Sure did. A two-horse race to the wire, 220 yards. And it looked like Tacos and Coronas was going to be able to hold off the Still Story, but then you see the white blinkers of Eddie Willis and Justine Claber get the best out of Tacos and Corona and Henry Lopez.
Yeah, and a good duel there. Got the best of the bob. Look at the head-on. A little bit of breaking inwards. A little hesitation from the inside part of the gate for the 2 and the 3. But then right here, it looked like the Still Story just had a little bit more momentum to get the nose down in front when it mattered. And Tacos and Corona just unfortunate to not get the bob.
Unfortunate indeed. Fair break to both of these runners. The Still Story breaks a bit inward, but doesn't make contact with Tacos and Corona. And then they hook up within the 3rd and 4th stride. Their noses apart. Look at the overhead shot. Tacos and Coronas actually get some yellow blinkers in front. But the Still Story keeps on grinding and going to get the victory.
Yeah, about a length. I say about almost 2 1/4 lengths clear the 3rd place finisher. So the Still Story off of that Edberg Juvenile gets the momentum and gets the maiden diploma career start number 5 for owner breeder James Sills, Eddie Willis, and Justine Claber kicking off the late pick 4. So it is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 440 on the win end for a pick 4 pool that did cross the $100,000 mark. So race number 5 is official. Coming up, race number 6, final opportunity of a pick 3. Quarter horses, maidens going 300 yards. Coming up, 13 minutes to post time.
9 minutes to post for the sixth race. A 300-yard quarter-horse maiden for fillies and mares, 3 and up. This race opens the final $1 pick 3 on the program. Quinella wagering is also an option, along with Exacta and Trifecta. Pretty Dynasty number 1 leads them onto the track beneath Justine Kleber. Angie Aquino is the owner-trainer. Number 2, SR Cool Corona, races for Salvador Salazar and Viroesca Equine Ranch. Juan Alaman is the trainer, Jesse Gonzalez the rider. 3, Leyenda Candelaria, trained by Jesus Nunez for E.G. High Desert Farms. The rider is Salvador Vargas. Number 4, Queen Monarch, raced by Abel Reyes, trained by Adan Farias, guided by Henry Lopez. Farias also trains number 5, Princess Kaliza. Damian Cruz is up. David Hinkins pays the bills. 8 minutes to post.
Six minutes away from race number 6, the final pick 3 opportunity of the program. We're going for the quarter horses, 300 yards, compact field of 5. How about a 1 to 9? And SR Cool Corona, who was the second choice on the morning line.
Taking all the money off of the second place finish last out. I think this horse took a big step forward in that career start number 10. Still looking to break the maiden, but that was the best effort of the career. And if this horse takes a step forward once again, yes, should find itself in the winner's circle. My top selection, but I'm not willing to take 1 to 9.
No, it feels too short. It is a beginning of a new role in pick 3. I wonder if SR Cool Corona is playing this short in the potential pick 4s as well. I feel like no, but given how much of the separation is, I mean, at this point, maybe we just start to trust how this one is getting bet, because this is a big-time separation between the 2 and the 4. I think an interesting long shot here could be 5 Princess Kaliza. I like the move off the rail all the way to the outside. Yes, she hasn't really been a threat in the last few starts, but there's some numbers there that are not completely off the board where the 5 could outrun the 35 to 1 odds.
And with 5 minutes to post, I know you're going to get 30 to 1. Where do
No.
you think Princess Kalisa will land at? You think even half of that would be great if if you could get 15 to 1?
Yeah, but I feel like she was probably going to be somewhere in the 8 to 10 to 1 range. This is very surprising.
Double digits would be great to take the chance
Yeah.
on Princess Kalisa. You're going to get the outside draw. The numbers are similar. Yes, SR Cool Corona's last race jumps off the page, but prior to that, you had similar efforts that you're seeing out of these other runners as well. So are you going to get another step forward by SR Cool Corona or even a similar effort as last out? That's the question mark, and that's not a risk I'm willing to take at 1 to 5.
Put it this way: this is a 1 to 5 favorite that is 0 for 10, and has been the beaten favorite 3 out of the 10 starts. Right?
Yes.
Like there is significant doubts that could be there to be able to accept this 1 out of 5. No way.
And this horse has actually left the gate in front, been on the lead, and missed, ended up losing. So, yeah, this is a softer bunch.
But 1 to 5?
With that said, the horse looks like a 1 to 5 favorite warming up, doesn't it? I mean, she looks outstanding on the track. I don't want to take the 1 to 5. That's my top selection. I'm going to go with it. Give me a way to make money.
Well, put it this way. They all exit the same common event, right? Last time out. It's a rematch, June 28th. And look at the odds difference. The one Pretty Dynasty was 3 to 1 last time out. SR Cool Corona was 15 to 1 in the same race.
Queen Monarch was 7 to 2 in that same event.
That's why I'm saying, like, the two might win this race, but I'm not. There's 1 to 5 being the price. Nowhere acceptable.
All 5 of these runners come out of that June 28th fourth race here at Los Alamitos. Longest shot on the board, SR Cool Corona. 15 to 1, like you
Correct.
said, ended up finishing second. Finishing third was Queen Monarch at 7 to 2. Finishing fourth, Leyenda Candelaria at 8 to 1. Sixth at 7 to 2 was Pretty Dynasty. And then you had Princess Kalisa, which was a big price in that event, like tonight.
Yeah.
Chased.
The difference for the 5 is the post. You were stuck in the rail, you're gone to the outside. And vice versa for the 1, Pretty Dynasty, last time out you were the outside post. Now you're downgraded to the rail. So that's why I'm shying away from the 1 and I'm upgrading the 5.
And no real excuse for Pretty Dynasty. I know it had the perfect scenario, but you'd think maybe got bumped, maybe something happened, just did not fire. Is that just something this horse bounced second off of the layoff and
Could be.
and you still catch that 7 to 1? You stay aboard at that 7 to 1?
Because the runner that she finished second to 2 back, that was a pretty good runner, remember? And Meadow, who was, had very good numbers up to that point and finally got the maiden diploma. So, look, if you backed the 1 last time at 3 to 1, I would say, you know what, give this one another shot. If you were invested. But I would stay away.
And
I would
that-
stay away from the 1 and the 2 at those odds.
The best effort for Pretty Dynasty under Justine Kleber.
Yeah.
Back aboard tonight. You see this horse walking over to the gate. George's picks 4, 2, 3. George is trying to catch a 5 to 1 Queen Monarch, which is completely overlooked as your 8 to 5 favorite.
And I think if you handicap this race and you like that 4 at that morning line, you got to be loving, the current odds. I don't know if you'll get 5 to 1, but I think that's a fair price even to jump in. If you can get 7 to 2, 3 to 1, I think a lot of the horse players that like Queen Monarch will be perfectly happy with that price.
I agree with you. You're hoping they load as soon as possible so that price does not go south. I'm looking at the will pays here. Pick 3's ending here. Lowest payout is to the 4 Queen Monarch, coming back $12 and some change. 16 and change to the 2 SR Cool Corona. 23 and change to the 3 Leyenda Candelaria. 39 to the Rail Runner Pretty Dynasty. And 57 to the 5 Princess Kalisa.
Outside draw, now the price is going south. About to, the 5 might be teetering over that 8 to 10 to 1 price that we thought so there. But SR Cool Corona the opened up as a heavy public choice in the win odds and has remained a heavy public choice. You're at the gate. Final pick 3 opportunity of the night. They're going 300 yards. Let's go out to Mike Corona for the call.
Good on you, Jose. Pretty Dynasty entering gate 1. They are moving in for the 6th. pair of greys signed up for this, and they have the 2 even-numbered gates. SR Cool Corona up into post position 2. Queen Monarch approaching gate 4. Leyenda Candelaria drawn between the greys, and here is Princess Kaliza completing the line. 3 to 5 now for number 2, SR Cool Corona. Set. Pretty Dynasty swinging the head in gate 1. Racing. Queen Monarch, Leyenda Candelaria, SR Cool Corona, Pretty Dynasty, Princess Kaliza the widest. Cool Corona, Queen Monarch and Pretty Dynasty fighting it out. Pretty Dynasty on the inside. Pretty Dynasty beats Queen Monarch. Third, either Leyenda Candelaria or SR Cool Corona, then Princess Kaliza. One is first. Pretty Dynasty. 4 is second. Queen Monarch. Photo third. The time 15.62 seconds. 15.62. The winner, number 1. Runner-up is number 4. And after the show photo, it's number 2, SR Cool Corona for the trifecta. While number 3, Leyenda Candelaria checked in 4th. The result is official. Placings officially 1, 4, 2, 3. The $1 exacta, $27.20. $1 quinella, $6.50. $6.50. $1 trifecta, $63. $1 pick 3, $39.40. Here comes Pretty Dynasty back to the winner's circle. A 3-year-old Sorrel filly by FDD Dynasty from the favourite Cartel mare, All Pleat Up. The winner bred in California by Ashley Garcia. Pretty Dynasty is owned and trained by Angela Aquino. Justine Kleber landing consecutive winners on the program. Post time for the 7th, 9:53. Scratch number 3, Love to Flirt, from the first half of the late double. And fellas, as you prepare to review race 6 with the replay coming up, you were talking about how each of the 5 runners exited the same race. Pretty Dynasty had the worst finishing position of the 5, but was sent off at the lowest odds. She took the most money. That's just an example of how much the money matters. And in the win tonight, Pretty Dynasty was let go as the 4th wagering choice in the 5-horse field.
Race number 6 is in the books, and just like Michael was recapping, yes, Michael, we talked about how Pretty Dynasty was the one that took the most amount of money in that common event, and tonight comes right back and wins it at 5-1.
Justine Kleber with another victory, won race number 5 to start off the late pick 4 for Eddie Willis on the Still Story. Now for Angela Aquino, going to get the victory with Pretty Dynasty.
Let's go back and take a look at the start here of this 300-yard event in race number 6. We suspected good money coming in on the 2 and the 4, but the break was fair for Pretty Dynasty. It wasn't fast, but it was fair. Once she leveled out here past the gap, you can tell she was willing to kind of put up a pretty good battle here and did not allow the others to get that nose in front.
Fair shake to all 5 of these 3-year-old fillies, and Pretty Dynasty just got the best of them. It looked like SR Cool Corona broke in front. I know that pan shot is a bit deceiving, but even this head-on, it looks like SR Cool Corona gets out there in front and just could not hold off Pretty Dynasty, who had to make up the ground from that inside, but found her best strides late.
And give credit to Ashley Garcia and Angie Aquino because, you know, they kind of developed her start by start, getting a little bit better, gradually better. And tonight, everything came together as far as fair break, clean path, and good ride by Justine.
This horse has done its best running under Justine Kleber, 2-back, when finishing second, missing by a neck. Justine Kleber gets back aboard, and they're able to break the maiden. And had to make up ground, was about a neck off of the leaders the whole time. And you look at Queen Monarch. Queen Monarch even is able to get that head in front for a little while, but they're not going to hold off Pretty Dynasty from the inside to get the victory.
No, and the clocking was legitimate, I thought, for the level 1 distance. 15:62, a little bit of a tailwind, nothing significant. All in all, a very professional maiden diploma.
Sure was. Credit to Angela Aquino, who's the owner and the trainer. Justine Kleber with a nice ride, and she gets both legs to start off this late pick 4.
1, 4, 2, 3 official, the exacta 27-20. That's a nice exacta there in race number 7. Race number 6. That is official now. Race number 7, 15 minutes away. There's 2 races left. You know what time it is. That's late daily double time. You got 15 minutes to post time.
Okay.
Boom, 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 boom.
Out they come for race number 7. Number 1, Zendaita, is owned by Jose Munoz Jr., trained by Ricardo Guillen, ridden by Damian Cruz. 2, Just Tell, races for Gary Laramie. Elena Andrade trains. Ricardo Ramirez rides. Scratch number 3, Love to Flirt. Number 4, Behind the Bar, is owned by Steve Burns, trained by Mike Castleman, ridden by Justine Kleber. 5, Alexa Girl 47, is owned jointly by trainer Paul Jones and Stephen McIntyre. Martin Arriaga is astride. Number 6, Cyber Dreams, is owned and trained by Jorge Farias. Henry Lopez is the rider. Number 7, Jess for Lindsay, is owned by Jerry Kate, Brennan Lejeune and Kirk Goodfellow, prepared by Jose Flores, guided by Irving Lara. 300 yards for this 2-year-old filly maiden, opening the $1 late double in 10 minutes.
Race number 7, just 7 minutes away here from the start of the late double. Exacta, trifecta, superfecta wagering also available here in this race number 7 for the quarter horses going 300 yards. Scratch at 3. These are fillies. And right now, money's a little bit spread out, but Just for Lindsay is taking good betting support towards the outside.
9-5 on Just for Lindsay. 8-5 current favorite behind the bar, who was your 7-5 morning line choice. Justine Klaber looking for a hat trick, trying to get 3 in a row. She won races 5 and 6. She's trying to win race 7, and she's going to have the morning line favorite in race number 8. So she's trying to sweep this late pick 4.
Is there a specific reason why Behind the Mar is not taking more money than what we expected? Like, didn't you expect this one to be the clear favorite here?
Not really, because the 4th place finishes are good with some trouble. But you look at all the runners, the running lines are similar. And the other horse now taking money is Just for Lindsay, who we defaulted to because of the outside post. It was hard to separate them. We just default to the outside because of clear sailing. And that horse, I love the warm-up. Irving Lara kicking this horse away from the pony. All 4 efforts have been improving, with the last effort finishing 3rd, being the best of the career. Looks like this horse is moving in the right direction. Could take another step forward today.
Yeah, Alexa Girl is another horse that is taking money here. 3rd choice for Paul Jones and Stephen McIntyre, Martina Arriaga. 2nd by a neck on debut. The last 2 starts hasn't been able to get out of the gate in good order, but she showed us a little bit of a glimpse of what she can do with a clean trip back on debut.
And
Is
that's
it enough?
That's what she's going to need. I don't know if it's going to be enough because they are so lightly raced. So all these horses are going to take a step forward. But the key is which one of these 6 fillies, now with the scratch of the 3, is going to be able to get out of the gate in good order.
I think that's because I feel like this race specifically will be one at the break. Because I don't see a ton of late kick type of gear switches here to be able to run them down if somebody gets out to a very clean start. So I think this race specifically will be one with with the break, with the first 50 yards or so.
I agree with you because I don't see these horses really leaving the gate that well either. So you can get a situation where a couple of them scramble and you get out in good order, and all of a sudden you stole a length. By the time you're going past the gap in this 300-yard event, you're halfway through the race and you're a length in front. It's going to be hard for the field to catch you. So with that said, 13-1, second longest shot on the board, Cyber Dreams. The only horse who has left the gate in front, 2 back. Left the gate in front, just missed by a half length that race.
And she was facing the boys in that maiden claiming event.
And that's when she got claimed for. Jorge Farias had one start in the barn, didn't fire in that common event with Just for Lindsay last time out. But Cyber Dreams can leave the gate better than we saw last time. We'll see if tonight's the night.
Oh, and by the way, this barn has the biggest upset of the night thus far. They had it in the opener, at 24-1.
Liquid Spirit in the opener, Thoroughbred getting the victory. And you see the horse there behind the gate. That is Cyber Dreams getting a bit of a schooling behind the gate before the rest of the field joins them at the start.
I like the pedigree on debut of Justel. I thought she wasn't a complete outsider at 25-1, but she didn't really fire. The pedigree says we probably haven't seen the best of her. The fact that she's in gate number 2 towards the 8 side kind of kept me away tonight, but I could see the 2 improving. If you're looking for a trifecta price, I would likely lean towards the 2.
I agree with you. I think that's an include underneath in the trifectas and superfectas, and you're getting 11-1. With that said, I would also include the 6. You're getting a better price, 13-1. Include that horse underneath to get a piece of it.
Yeah, and I thought there was going to be a better win price on the 7, to be honest with you. And Alexa Girl to me always looked like the 3rd choice, it's what she is on the board. Late double opportunity here. I would double up. I would go with 5 and 7, both of them, in this spot. So I would go. Actually, you know what? I'll go a 2x2 late double. 5-7 with 3-6. 5-7 with 3-6 for my late double.
The way the current pool is, I'm looking at the probables. It's a good pool. I could tell you that. It's already up over the $13,000 mark. Late double, you would go 5-6.
5-7, 3-6.
5-7, 3-6. So a 5-3 double is going to come back 21.
Okay. 5-6.
5-6 double comes back 18. A 7-3 double is going to come back 20. A 7-6 double also coming back 18.
Okay. All right, so they're all hovering around the $20 mark.
Yeah, they're all hovering about 18-1 mark. So, yeah, those are good payouts. I think that's worth the risk.
What's the lowest combination right now? Is it 4-2?
4-4 double. That's going to come back 13 at the moment, as well as a 4-3 double 13, and the 4-2 comes back 7. So that would be the lowest payout. Those 3.
All right. And that is Keen the 4 here. That's behind the bar. You know, pedigree is very nice. Favorite Cartel had a Why Not Bar. Why Not Bar was a good runner, good producer. 4th place finish. Only beating half a length against Golden Token, who was at that point setting a very good maiden diploma, and then would come back and win a trial.
Actually was the fastest qualifier. Did not make it to the finale,
Yeah.
but was the fastest qualifier in the futurity. So you have the running lines. You've been running against the competition and was only half length off of Golden Token, and the clocking was legit for that 220-yard event.
All right, top pick for you?
Top pick for me, I landed on the outside just for Lindsay. Now you're getting 2-1.
You, Chris, and I both given the nod to just for Lindsay on the outside post, currently 2-1. They're at the gate here for this race number 7. Quarter horses, fillies going 300 yards. These are 2-year-olds. There's 2 races left. You know what time it is. Late Daily Double Time. We'll go out to Mike Corona.
The field arriving behind the gate. They'll be loading momentarily. Here comes Zendaita to the inside stall, and behind the bar is going to move in. Behind the bar, a fractional favourite at 8-5 over number 7, Just for Lindsay, who is 9-5. Justine Kleber riding behind the bar for the first time, and she seeks a 3rd consecutive win on tonight's program. Alexa Girl 47 and Jess Tell are ready. Here comes Cyber Dreams, and the last in will be Jess for Lindsay. Blinkerless for the first time. Jess for Lindsay bore out early from the outside gate last start. And at start number 5, she'll race minus the blinkers for the first time. 3-2, number 4 behind the bar. 9-5, number 7, Jess for Lindsay. They're ready. Behind the bar is Ansi. Looking sideways, straightens, racing. And one of the first off is Cyber Dreams with Zendaita behind the bar and wide out Jess for Lindsay. It's behind the bar, Jess for Lindsay and behind the bar, battling it out. Behind the bar is just in front and wins. From Jess for Lindsay, Alexa Girl 47, and Cyber Dreams probably 4th, just in front of Zendaita. Number 4 is first, behind the bar. 7 second, Jess for Lindsay. Number 5 third, Alexa Girl 47. And 4th was 6, Cyber Dreams. The time 15.77 seconds. 15.77 with a closing split of 9.93. The result is official. Placings officially for 756. Here comes Behind the Bar, back to the winner's circle. A bay filly by Favourite Cartel from the Chicks Beduino Dam, Why Not Bar. Behind the Bar was bred in California and is owned by Steve Burns. Mike Castleman is the winning trainer. And Justine Kleber is the winning jockey for the third race in a row on tonight's program. That puts her within one of Martine Arriaga atop the jockey standings, and Kleber rides the favourite in the upcoming stakes race, Cape Blanco. Mike Castleman continuing an excellent season at Los Alamitos, and he's into a tie for second in the trainer standings. $1 exacta, $4.10. $1 trifecta, $9. The 10-cent superfecta, $2.47. Post time for race 8, 10:17. There are no program changes in the John Deere Juvenile California Regional Challenge. And fellas, what about this early wagering? The tote board at the moment for race 8 is showing numbers 3 and 5, KR Candy Dragon and Palau's Secret Mongoose, each at 9-2, equal favourites. 5-1 for numbers 1 and 2, Texas Cowgirl and Cape Blanco. 6-1 for number 6, Uncle Dizzle for Shizzle. 7-1 for the 8 and the 9. Obviously, that'll be chopping and changing significantly in the 17 minutes leading up to post time, but the early look at the tote board is about the most open wagering I've seen here all year. And Justine Kleber has a chance of sweeping the late pick 4.
That is true, Michael. A very wide open early wagering into the John Deere Juvenile California Regional Challenge. Before we get there, Ulysses, how about we recap what happened in race number 7? Justine does it again.
That's 3 in a row for Justine Kleber. She's able to get these horses out of the gate in good order and take advantage. Behind the bar for Mike Castleman, they've had a good last month or so, maybe even 5 to 6 weeks, where they have been teaming up and getting winners.
We saw that debut, good 4th place finish, beating half a length. Let's go back and revisit the start here of race number 7. The scratch of the 3 kind of left a little bit more room to work with as far as where she was drawn. Breaks relatively well. Now gets this one into gear, and Behind the Bar responds well because it was a pretty good challenge by Jess for Lindsay on the outside.
Looked like Jess for Lindsay was going to run by the gray filly on the outside, but when Behind the Bar felt the pressure, responded, hit another gear, never let Jess for Lindsay by. That was a game effort in career star number 3 by Behind the Bar and break it the maiden.
Yeah, it looked from the head on that there wasn't a lot of movement. No, there wasn't. Break inward just a bit, and then at that point gets into that gear.
Clear shot to all the runners. None of them really come together. They had a clear path to run, and Behind the Bar took full advantage because Jess for Lindsay looked like it was going to run on by. Had every opportunity to run on by. Behind the Bar didn't let it happen.
Yeah, well, see, we have the drone view to see how far off or how much separation there was between Behind the Bar and Jess for Lindsay. Kind of broken a good line there. And the 7 wasn't far off the 4.
No, about a neck off of him, maybe a half length at this point. But watch this last 100 yards. The gray filly, Jess for Lindsay, seems to have every opportunity to find his best stride, but just could not get by Behind the Bar. Behind the Bar is going to hold her off by about a head in the end.
Yeah, good, very good fair break here from the head-on drone shot view. Outside post, no excuses for Jess for Lindsay. Just Behind the Bar was the better filly tonight. Nicely bred, homebred for Dr. Steve Burns by Favourite Cartel at a Why Not Bar. Gets the win, pays 360 on the win, and 4.756 official. and that makes it 3 in a row for Justine Claver. She's going to try to go for a sweep of the late pick 4, and she's aboard the morning line favorite Cape Blanco for Zinda Racing and Jaime Gomez in gate number 2. 14 minutes of post time for the running of the John Deere Juvenile California Regional Challenge.
Moving on to the track for the John Deere Juvenile California Regional Challenge. Number 1, Texas Cowgirl 123, races for J. Francisco Diaz. She's trained by Lindolfo Diaz, ridden by Ruben Lozano. Number 2, Cape Blanco, represents Zinda Racing. Jaime Gomez is the trainer. Justine Kleber is the rider. 3, KR Candy Dragon, one of a pair owned by Kid Ranch and trained by Juan Alaman. Martin Arriaga has the mount. 4, Flash Frozen 5 is owned by 5 Livestock Company, trained by Diego Cervantes, ridden by Eduardo Nicasio. 5, Pelau's Secret Mongoose is one of a pair raced by Franco's Ranch and trained by Elena Andrade. The rider is Ricardo Ramirez. 6, Uncle Dizzle for Shizzle, owned by Trent Alexander, Super 7A Ranch, trained by Jaime Gomez, ridden by Henry Lopez. Gomez also trains number 7, Cowboy Crush BB. This filly is owned by Beverly Bourget. Cesar Ortega is in the irons. Number 8, He Knows He Is Fire, is the second runner for Franco's Ranch and Elena Andrade. Rodrigo Aceves has the mount. Number 9, Political Comment, the second Diego Cervantes trainee. This filly is owned by Jose Mendoza Aguilar and ridden by Irving Lara. And number 10, KR A Political Run, is yet to move on to the track. Jesse Gonzalez will ride KRA Political Run for Kid Ranch. Juan Alaman is the trainer. 350 yards for the 2-year-olds, striving for a berth in the AQHA National Final at the Downs at Albuquerque in October.
Well, it's been a few weeks of California Regional Challenge race. This time around, we got the John Deere. We got some nice hardware releases. Of course, we got the trophy for the owners. But we got the hardware for the trainer and jockey. What do you got over there,
This
jockey?
is the jockey buckle. You got the trainer buckle.
look
This
at
is
this.
some nice hardware. We've been handing it out last weekend and once again here today. And last weekend, I believe Juan Aleman swept, and he has an
Yes.
opportunity to do it again here with KR Candy Dragon, the 4 and the 10, KRA Political Run.
You're telling me you never got one of these?
Never, ever was able to win one of these buckles.
They're nice.
They sure are. These in particular here, regional champion. And you heard Michael Rona say that they will represent California in Albuquerque in October.
Yeah, so that's what's in store as far as the hardware here. Purse of over $45,000 for the John Deere Juvenile California Regional Challenge. And we got an interesting dilemma going on because we got a jockey that could sweep the late before Justine. She's aboard the 2, Cape Blanco.
Your current 7-2 favorite, and I love this betting board. 7-2 is the lowest price, and that is Cape Blanco. KR Candy Dragon, also 7-2. Those are the 2 horses I like. You were looking for a bit of a price here in the finale.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few ways to kind of look at this race. I went towards the other Jaime Gomez trainee, the 6, Uncle Dizzle for Shizzle. I like the effort. Third place finish behind a couple of these same rivals when they met on July 18th, but I like the postage. She was in gate number 2. She didn't break all that well. She made up some pretty good amount of ground. I thought she finished with some good interest. I feel like she gets a little bit of a fair break here tonight. She's got a shot.
I agree with you. I think this race is wide open, and the betting board will show you that. 3-1 now on Cape Blanco. Field of 10 running for over $45,000 on the line, and the hardware that you saw here on the set that you will be presenting, Jose. We will be presenting to the winning connections. I love the way KR Candy Dragon is warming up, and I love the draw of this filly just outside of Cape Blanco.
Yeah, I think the price is fair as well. Chris Wade likes 126 in that order. He's given Texas Cowgirl the nod for that second place finish. Any concern with the rail?
There's a bit of concern, but this horse is experienced, has not drawn the inside, hasn't even drawn closer than post position 4, but now making career star number 6. I don't think it'll be an issue. I just think just outside of Texas Cowgirl 1 2 3 is Cape Blanco, who's going to get that head in front. So if you are going to win this, you are going to have to do it from the inside, I believe, chasing another horse, because I don't think you make the lead.
You do have, being that is 350 yards, everybody that is exiting their last race went 350. So everybody already has experience going 350. There's a few that have a little bit more recency edge, but the experience for the distance is already there for at least getting an outing under your belt.
Yeah, the trials were run on July 18th. 3 weeks ago, they went to 350 yards. They have the experience at the distance. It's just a matter of which one of these lightly raced 2-year-olds is going to take that next step, go on to the next level, and be able to punch their ticket to go to Albuquerque in October.
George likes 263. He'll go with both of the Jaime Gomez training and then KR Candy Dragon. We talked about Chris going 126. I went 634. Flash Frozen is not impossible because I just like that he had an outing since a little bit of a layoff in the barn switch. So now, second time at the barn, you get one of the most experienced, accomplished riders here at Los Alamitos and the Donnie Casa jump aboard. I just feel like this horse should not be 18-1.
I agree with you. I think the addition of Eduardo Nicasio on a horse that seems to be figuring things out, lightly raced, I think that helps. I think the experience will help. You're getting 19-1 currently on Flash Frozen 5.
Do you find it interesting that everybody on the outside is just relatively cold? I mean, the morning line kind of, Ed Berger's morning line told us that's kind of how he saw it, but I even expected a runner like Political Comment to take more money than the current 11-1.
I agree with you. 10-1 morning line. This horse is just above that at 11-1. Two solid efforts to start the career. Second place finish on debut and then finished third in the trials behind KR Candy Dragon and Pelayo Secret Mongoose. I think this horse is improving. I thought this horse was worth a look at 10-1 right now.
We were talking about common running lines. The 10 KRE Political Run comes out of the same running line as a handful of these runners. She was 4-1 in that spot, and she's currently 24-1.
She is being overlooked, and she has the benefit of the outside draw, which is something that normal players here at Los Alamitos look to because you're going to get the clear sailing, but not in this particular horse, KRA Political Run. They are staying away 23-1 off the 15-1 morning line. But with the field of 10 being so wide open, you're going to get a couple of these horses that are just going to be overlooked.
Did we get a glimpse of what the pick six payouts here were? Because there was the biggest prize was at the beginning of the card, but I was interested to see if the morning line of Cape Blanco was going to hold in those horizontal wagers as far as pick 4s, pick 6s, and even the late pick 3 and late double.
We do have a couple horses that will carry in this pick 6 sequence. The 7 Cowboy Crush will be a payout to 5 of 6, as well as the 10.
Wow.
KRA Political Run, carry over 5 of 6. Lowest payout does come to the 2, Cape Blanco at 875. And then look at this jump. 1,700 to the 1, Texas Cowgirl, 1, 2, 3. Then it jumps up to close to $4,000, $3,940 to the 6, Uncle Dizzle for Shizzle. To the 3, over $7,800, Jose.
Same in the pick 4. The 2 is the favorite, $142. Then 302 to the 3. So the 3 is the second choice in the pick 4s.
Even the 5, Pelayo Secret Mongoose, has a lower payout than you see to the 3, KR Candy Run. I think that's a surprise.
If you were to rank top 3 in order here, who would you go with?
I'd go 3, 2, 1 in that order.
3, 2, 1. All the inside part of the track.
All the inside part of the track. 3, 2, 1. I'm looking at Juan Aleman, Martin Arriaga to get another one of these challenge races. They took the one down on Sunday of last week. Trying to start off this Saturday weekend with another one.
I'll stay with the 6, Uncle Dizzle for Shizzle, as my top pick as they're approaching the gate here for the John Deere Juvenile California Regional Challenge. Best of luck if you're closing out pick 4 and pick 6. Michael, somebody just stopped by the desk and they told me that there are no wrong answers, but there is a correct one. Do you know what that means?
The gate is filling for the feature. Half the field already in line. Rodrigo Aceves is off number 8. He knows he is fire, who comes up to post position 8 riderless. Rodrigo quick to mount in the gate. Political Comment's going to be the second last, and KO Apolitical Run will complete the line. It remains a remarkably open wagering affair. 3-1 for number 2, Cape Blanco. Set. Racing Cape Blanco was leaning outwards and bumped off Candy Dragon. Out wide, Political Comment and KRA Political Run. Near the inside, Texas Cowgirl 1, 2, 3 and Cape Blanco. It's KRA Political Run with the lead from Cape Blanco, and KRA Political Run beats Cape Blanco and Texas Cowgirl 1, 2, 3. Number 10, KR Apolitical Run, is the 20-1 winner of the John Deere Juvenile California Regional Challenge. Number 2, Cape Blanco has finished second. Number 1, Texas Cowgirl 1, 2, 3 was third, and number 9, Political Comment finished fourth. The time is 18.05 seconds, with a closing split of 9.92. 18.05. In thousandths, the time is 18.056. 18.056 seconds. Here comes KR A Political Run back to the winner's circle. A bay filly by A Political Blood from the Walk-Through Fire Dam. I like the way she runs. Bred in Colorado and raced by Kid Ranch, trained by Juan Aleman and ridden by Jesse Gonzalez. Juan Aleman trained both stakes winners last weekend. Juan had the stakes double with Bold and Beautiful and Ohana Spirit last Saturday and Sunday night, respectively, and is again in the winner's circle, providing a stakes winner in the John Deere Juvenile California Regional Challenge in the shape of KR A Political Run. The placings are official. Result officially 10-2-1-9. The winner pays $42.40. We began the program with Jorge Farias saddling 2 runners in the first race. An 8-5 shot and a 24-1 shot. And it was Liquid Spirit paying $50 to win. And we end the program with Juan Aleman having 4-1 KR Candy Dragon and 20-1 KR A Political Run. And again, it's the big long shot. $42.40 for KR A Political Run. The $1 exacta pays $139.60 with the favourite underneath. The $1 trifecta, $684. 10-cent superfecta, $278.34. The $1 double, $47.30. The $1 pick 3, $355.80. The $2 pick 6 pays on 5 of 6, $122.80. There will be a $15,000 carryover. $15,000 pick 6 carryover. The $1 late pick 4 yielding $1,107.60. And the $1 place pick all has paid $17. That tidies up the details on our program of racing. We thank you for wagering on Los Alamitos, and we hope you found a few winners along the way. 8 more races set down for decision tomorrow. We hope to have your company for a 6:40 first post. The Florentine Stakes highlights proceedings. That'll be race 8 for the fillies and mares. Juan Aleman, where is he? Aha, he doesn't have a runner in the stakes race tomorrow, so therein lies the chance for somebody else to win a Los Al stakes race. In the meantime, we wish you safe travels. Hooroo!